Hi students, a hearty welcome to everyone. In this video, we are going to learn the second supplementary from Unit 2, A Shot in the Dark, which was written by Hector Hooke Monroe. He is known by his pen name Saki. He is better known by his pen name Saki. Let's learn about the author. Hector Hooke Monroe, he was born on 18th December 1870 and he was died 14th November 1916. He is better known by the pen name Saki. H. Monroe was a British writer whose clever, naughty and sometimes deep stories teach society and culture. So his stories teach society and culture. He is considered a master of the short story and often compared to O. Henry. Besides his short stories, he wrote a full-length play, The Watched Plot, in collaboration with Charles Smart. He wrote The Watched Plot in collaboration with Charles Smart. Let's see the character sketches of this story. Okay, let's see the character sketches. Philip Sletherby, a man who aspires to become a politician. Mrs. Salpen Jago, a rich and influential lady of high rank. Bertie, second son of Mrs. Salpen Jago. Clodder People Casey, a friend of Sletherby. Okay, so these four main characters we are going to learn in this story. Okay, we are going to see in this story the main characters are Philip Sletherby, Mrs. Salpen Jago, Bertie, Clodder People Casey. Let's learn the story. Okay, let's see the first paragraph of this story, A Shot in the Dark. Learn the first paragraph. Philip Sletherby settled himself down in an almost empty railway carriage with the pleasant consciousness of being embarked on an agreeable and profitable pilgrimage. Philip Sletherby settled himself down in a railway carriage which was almost empty with the pleasant consciousness of being embarked on an agreeable and profitable pilgrimage. He was happy that he had been boarded on an agreeable and profitable pilgrimage. He was bound for Brill Manor. He was going to Brill Manor, the country residence of his newly achieved acquaintance, Mrs. Salpen Jago. Acquaintance, what is the meaning of acquaintance? A person that you have met but do not know well. Okay, a person that you have met somewhere but you do not know well. Do you understand? A person one knows slightly rather than a close friend. So the Honorable Salpen Jago was a rich and influential lady of high rank. Honoria Salpen Jago was a person of some social importance in London, of considerable importance and influence in the county of Yorkshire. So he was going to Brill Manor, the country residence of his new friend, Mrs. Salpen Jago, okay, to meet his new friend, Mrs. Salpen Jago. The Honorable Salpen Jago was a rich and an influential lady of high rank. She had some social importance in London and considerable importance in the county of Yorkshire. Philip Sletherby's immediate personal division was the eastern division of the county of Yorkshire. The county of Yorkshire, at any rate, the eastern division of it was of immediate personal interest to Philip Sletherby. It was held for the government in the present parliament by a gentleman who did not intend to seek re-election, and Sletherby was under serious consideration by the party managers as his possible successors, and with luck the seat might be held. This is a long and single sentence. So Philip Sletherby's immediate personal interest was the eastern division of the county of Yorkshire. Do you understand? So what is his immediate personal interest? The eastern division of the county of Yorkshire. So he wants to meet, okay? He wants to meet Mrs. Salpen Jago. It was held for the government in the present parliament by a gentleman who did not seek re-election. So Philip Sletherby wanted to be a candidate for the MP election in the eastern division of Yorkshire. So Phyllis Slitherby was under serious consideration by the party managers as his possible successors, and with luck, the seat might be held. So there is a chance of the seat for Philip Slitherby. The Salpen Jago influence was not an item which could be left out of consideration, and the political aspirant had been delighted at meeting Honoria at a small and friendly luncheon party. So Salpen influence could be considered. Slitherby had been delighted to meet her, at a small and friendly luncheon party. Still more gratified when she had asked him down to her country house for the following Friday to Tuesday. The aspirant means having ambitions, having ambitions to achieve something. So Philip Slitherby visited Brill Manor to meet Honoria Salpen Jago, who had influenced and some social importance in London and the county of Yorkshire. He was delighted at meeting Mrs. Salpen at a small and friendly luncheon party, and staying at her country house for the weekend. So Mrs. Salpen Jago allowed Philip Slitherby to stay, at her country at the weekend. He was obviously on approval, and if he could secure the goodwill of his hostess, he might count on her nominating him as an assured thing. If he failed to find favor in her eyes, the local leaders would probably cool off in their embryo enthusiasm for him. Since he was on approval by his party members, he might count on her nominating him. Count on means trust. He might trust her nominating him if he could get the goodwill of her. If he failed to find favor in her eyes, the local leaders would probably suppress their unborn enthusiasm for him. So as she had invited him on a friendly luncheon party at her country house, he counted on her for nominating him. He counted on her for nominating him. Let's move on to the among the passengers dotted about on the platform, awaiting their respective trains. Slitherby espied a club acquaintance and called him up to the carriage window for a chat. Among the passengers who were waiting on the platform for their respective trains, many passengers were waiting for their respective trains. Slitherby espied a club acquaintance. Slitherby caught sight of a club acquaintance. Espied means caught sight of. He called him up to the carriage window for a chat. So he wants to chat for some time. Oh, you are staying with Mrs. Salpen Jago for the weekend, are you? I expect you will have a good time. She was the reputation of being an excellent hostess. She will be useful to you too. If that parliamentary project, hello, you are off, goodbye. So the club acquaintance inquired him if he is staying with Mrs. Salpen Jago for the weekend and hoped that he will have a good time, as she has the reputation. Reputation means the famous of being an excellent hostess. He also confirmed that she will be useful to him if the parliament project succeeds. As the train moves, he bids goodbye to him. So in this paragraph, Philip Slitherby had a chance. Philip Slitherby had a chance his club acquaintance and had chatted with him for a while through his carriage window. During the little conversation, the fact that he was going to visit Mrs. Salpen Jago for the weekend became obvious as his friend had mentioned her name. And that is how Slitherby followed passengers in a carriage. Shall we move on to the next paragraph? Slitherby waved goodbye to his friend, pulled up the window and turned his attention to the magazine lying on his lap. So Slitherby waved goodbye to his friend, pulled up the window and turned his attention to the magazine lying on his lap. He had scarcely glanced at a couple of pages, however, when a smothered curse caused him to glance hastily at the only other occupant of the carriage. He hardly glanced at a couple of papers when an unoffensive word made him to look hastily at the only other occupant of the carriage. His travelling companion was a young man of about 22 with dark hair, fresh complexion, and the blend of smartness and disarray that marks the costume of a nut who is bound on a rustic holiday. His travelling companion was about a young man of about 22, means 22 years, with dark hair, fresh complexion, and the blend of smartness, okay, mixture of smartness and disorder, okay, mixture of smartness, disarray means disorder. That marks the costume of a nut, okay, that marks the dress of a silly person, okay, that marks the dress of a silly person who is bound on a rustic holiday, okay, who is bound on a rustic holiday. What is meant by rustic? Relating to the countryside, rural side, okay. So he is on a tour of a countryside. He was engaged in searching furiously and ineffectually for some elusive or non-existent object. From time to time, he dug a sixpenny bit out of a waistcoat pocket and stared at it ruefully, then recommenced the futile searching operations. Okay, from time to time. He was angrily searching for something which was difficult to find and a non-existent. Okay, it is not there. Now and then he took out a sixpenny bit out of his waistcoat pocket and stared at it sorrowfully. Okay. So after some times, again and again, he took a sixpenny of his waistcoat pocket and looked at it sorrowfully and then continued his searching operations. Cigarette case, matchbox, latchkey, silver pencil case and railway ticket were turned out on to the seat beside him. But none of these articles seemed to afford him satisfaction. Okay, satisfaction. He cursed again, rather louder than before. The vigorous pantomime did not draw forth any remark from Slitherby, who received his scrutiny of the magazine. So do you understand? So what are the things which he has in his bag? A cigarette case, a matchbox, a latchkey, silver pencil case and the railway ticket were pulled out from his bag onto the seat behind him. But none of these articles seemed to give him satisfaction. He cursed again at himself rather loudly than before. The vigorous pantomime, okay, pantomime exaggerated behavior, did not draw any fourth remark from Slitherby, who continued, okay, who received his scrutiny of his magazine. Scrutiny means examine his magazine. He's continued to examine his magazine. So what are the things which he has in his bag? A cigarette case, a matchbox, latchkey, silver pencil case and the railway ticket. So there was a silence in the compartment was spoiled. The silence in the compartment was spoiled by the smothered cries of a young man who was obviously looking for something. As Mr. Philip Slitherby did not show any interest in his despair, he himself explained his situation. Okay, he himself explained his situation. He was a young man of 22 with dark hair and fresh complexion. He was engaged in searching furiously for some object. From time to time, he dug a sixpenny bit out of his waistcoat pocket and stared at it sorrowfully. Then he continued his useless searching operation. Ineffectually means in vain, useless. A cigarette case, matchbox, latchkey, silver pencil case and the railway ticket were all turned out on the seat beside him. But none of these articles seemed to afford him satisfaction. He cursed again rather louder than before. Let's move on to the next paragraph. I say, exclaimed a young voice presently, didn't I hear you say you are going down to stay with Mrs. Salpant Jago at Brill Manor? What a coincidence. My matter, you know. I am coming on there on Monday evening. So we shall meet. I am quite a stranger, haven't seen the matter for 6 months at least. I was away yachting last time she was in town. I am Bertie. the second son, I say, it is an awfully lucky coincidence that I should run across someone who knows the matter just at this particular moment. I have done a damned awkward thing, okay? So, what is the meaning of matter? M-A-T-R is a Latin. Matter, it's mother, okay? Here, the matter, it refers to mother. It's a Latin word. I say, exclaimed a young voice presently. So the young man started speaking to Sletherby, saying, "Didn't I hear you say you are going down to stay with Mrs. Salpant Jago at Brill Manor?" So he heard him saying that he is going down to stay with Mrs. Salpant Jago at Brill Manor. What a coincidence. It is really a coincidence. My matter, okay, so you know my mother, okay. So it is really coincidence that Sletherby knows his mother. I'm coming on there on Monday evening. We shall meet, okay. He would be coming there on Monday evening and said that he would meet him there. I am quite a stranger. Haven't seen the matter for 6 months at least. Okay, he hadn't seen his mother for 6 months at least. So he was quite a stranger. When she was in town, I was away yachting last time. She was in town. So when she was in town last time, he was away sailing, yachting. That is sailing. I am Bertie, the second son, So he introduced himself as Bertie, the second son of Mrs. Salpant. I say it is an awfully lucky coincidence that I should run across someone who knows the matter just at this particular moment. I have done a damned awkward thing. So he also said that it was an awfully lucky coincidence that you should come across someone who knew his mother just at that particular moment. He admitted that he had done a damned awkward thing, okay? He had done some mistakes in his life. Sletherby did not show any interest, okay? Did not show any interest in his despair. He himself explained his situation. He was glad that the narrator was going to spend his weekend with his mother, Mrs. Salpant Jago at Brill Manor. The boy said that he hadn't seen his mother for almost 6 months. He was Bertie and he had lost his royal seal and the money purse. Okay, he was lost his royal seal and the next paragraph. You have lost something, haven't you? Said Sletherby. So Sletherby asked Bertie if he had lost something. Not exactly, but left behind, which is almost as bad, just as inconvenient anyway. I have come away without my sovereign purse with 4 quid in it, all my worldly wealth for the moment. It was in my pocket all right just before I was starting, and then I wanted to seal a letter and the sovereign purse happens to have my crest on it. So I whipped it out to the stamp, the seal with, and like a double distilled idiot, I must have left it on the table. So he replied that he did not lose anything but left behind his sovereign purse. Sovereign means supreme, royal, okay, royal purse. Sovereign purse with 4 quid in it. Quid in British, £1, okay, £4. It's all his worldly wealth for that moment. Quid means £1. With 4 quid in it, all his worldly wealth for that moment. So in that moment, it was a very valuable wealth. It is almost as bad as losing a thing and just as inconvenient for him. The purse was in his pocket just before he was starting, and then he wanted to seal a letter and the crest on the purse. It was removed to stamp the seal, like an idiot, okay, double distilled idiot. So like an idiot, he must have left it on the table. He must have left it. Crest means a symbol representing a family, okay, a symbol representing a family reproduced on writing paper. So the purse was in his pocket just before he was starting, and then he wanted to seal a letter and the crest on the purse, okay, a symbol representing for his family. So then he wanted to seal a letter and the crest on the purse. It was removed to stamp the seal. Like an idiot, he must have left it on the table. He had some money with him, but after he had paid for his taxi and ticket, he had only got 6 pence with him. So I had some silver loose in my pocket, but after I would paid for a taxi and my ticket I would only got this forlorn little sixpence left. So he had only got sixpence with him. I'm stopping at a little country inn near Broadquay for 3 days fishing. Not a soul knows me there, and my weekend bill and tips and cab to and from the station and my tickets on to Brill, that will mount up to 2 to 3 quid, won't it? If you wouldn't mind lending me £2.10 or 3 for preference, I shall be awfully obliged, and I will pull me out of no end of a hole. So he had only got sixpence with him, so he would be stopping at a little country inn, at a little country inn near Broadquay for 3 days fishing. So he wants to do fishing. Not a person knows him there, he doesn't know any person in Broadquay. His weekend bill tips, his weekend bill tips, cab to and from the station, and his tickets from the station, and my ticket to Brill, so and will mount up 2 to 3 quid. So then he requests Slitherby to lend him £2.10 or 3 for preference, and shall be awfully obliged for this. So he requesting a money, as it would pull him out of trouble. So it will help him in this troubled situation. So he said he was Bertie, and he had lost his royal seal and the money purse, that is crest. He needed 3 quid for his brief stay and ticket fare to his home. So he was on a fishing expedition. He forgot to take it, he was searching for it, and he was upset that he needed some amount for his further expenses. So he was on a fishing expedition. So that what has been explained in this paragraph, and he is requesting money, he is requesting money to Mr. Philip Slitherby.
Thank you, students. We will continue this story in the next class.